Council regular meeting for the City of Wyoming, Minnesota, March 7th, 2023. Let the record reflect we do have a quorum. Member Luker, Member Onstead, Member Yeager, and Mayor Iverson are present. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, open forum. Anybody have any? No, okay. Nope, we do not. All right, so we're gonna move on to approval of minutes. Number 1, consider approving the minutes of the regular meeting of the Wyoming, Minnesota City Council for February 21st, 2023. If there are no questions or comments, do we have a motion to approve? Motion to approve by Member Luker. Do we have a second? Second by Member Onstead. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So approved. Consent agenda number 2 and 3. Does anybody wish to pull anything from the consent agenda? Hearing none, do we have a motion to approve consent agenda 2 and 3?
So moved.
We have a motion to approve by Member Luger. Do we have a second? Second by Member Onstead. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So approved. Acknowledge receipts of reports of officers, boards, commissions, and department heads. Number 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Is there anyone who wishes to pull a report? Seeing none, we'll move on to new business. Number 9, to consider resolution 230326, a resolution rescinding resolution number 220550, which authorizes the purchase of accessories and outfitting for a new plow truck from Towmaster Truck Equipment in the amount of $182,566. Who'll be speaking on this?
Mr. Joe Ketting, our acting public works superintendent.
All right, Mr. Ketting.
In May of 2022, the council authorized the purchase, as you let us in with there. The original quote had a square body box style, does not accommodate the saddle takes, which are used to hold brine solution. The brine is a necessary component in pre-wetting our salt to help us reduce total chloride loads on our roads, and also helps us achieve that at a lower working temperature. It enables us to have faster and quality delivery of our service, which meets the needs of our residents, and it helps us with that whole process. The quote that we received recently is for an elliptical style box instead of the box style that was in the original resolution. It is at a higher cost, but it can be fitted with the tanks. It'll allow us to do what we need to do with the truck over the projected 13 to 15 year life cycle of that truck. We're asking that the staff rescind the original resolution for the outfitting and go with the new proposal here, which would be an increase of $6,781, which Towmaster is giving us pricing back to 2022 level rather than the current pricing, which is considerably higher.
Okay, great. So we're going to pass these individually, but we'll be able to ask questions regarding both. Is that okay?
Correct, Mayor.
Okay. So questions, we'll start with Member Luger.
I have no questions.
Member Onstead?
No questions.
Member Yeager?
Are you still going to use the same chassis we bought?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
not obsolete yet?
No, it's not yet. We're still waiting for that to show up from the Mac through that vendor.
Okay.
No, that's all fine. It's just the body style isn't fully compatible with the accessories that we need.
Okay. And then will the change in box style push the delivery date back?
No, they are preparing to start building it.
Okay.
As they were getting everything consolidated to begin the process, they noticed that what was on the order form was incorrect. So he came to us to give us a heads up.
Okay, so when is your expected delivery date?
Depends on the chassis. Typically, the outfitting is a 2-month process. We're still waiting for that chassis.
Okay, because back last May it was January 2024.
That's probably true. I know all of these vehicles, pickups, dump trucks, any other type of implement or equipment is greatly delayed right now. What I had seen before I started here was about a 2-ish year window on some of this stuff. Where we are in this time of the season, if we get it by the fall, we'd be thrilled, so.
You just don't know.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, so when we discussed this last year, there was a budget shortfall. Will the price increase result in another shortfall? And do we have enough in the CIP to pay for it?
We do have enough, you're correct. So last year, we had originally budgeted this about 250,000.
Right.
The total amount before this change was 298,000. Total out the door with this change would be 304,000. So we do have the money to allocate towards this, but it is, we saw between the time that we budgeted for this amount, we saw just with the supply chain, things like that, when we went through this last time, there's about a 25% increase on things across the board, just with everything that's been going on in the world economy and
Yeah.
the local economy, so.
I mean, I didn't look up the budget, but we budgeted 304 for the truck. Or are we gonna have to take from 2 separate funds to pay for the
We
truck?
won't have to take from 2 separate funds. We'll have enough for it within the CIP. Yep.
Okay. That's all I had, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Keating, just a couple quick questions. I've been in sales my whole entire life. And I know during the sales process, one of the things that I have to do in a sales process is make sure that all the I's are crossed and the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed, and making sure that everything kind of fits in there. So when the process was going along and you placed the order, and was it you who placed the order with Chuck?
It was Chuck.
It was Chuck, okay, so it doesn't matter really. So I'm looking at the scenario that we have here. It looks like that maybe the salesperson really kind of didn't do their due diligence, and weren't you off by like one number or some crazy
Yes.
thing? So it was just a matter of maybe the salesperson not double checking as well. Not throwing them under the bus, but there was processes in place.
What would be ideal if they did, like you said, it's just one letter in the number on the implement,
Yeah,
that threw that whole thing off. They do send us a copy of the outfitting equipment that we do sign, so that it's kind of processed as we're ordering it.
yeah,
It would be ideal that they're the experts in the design and building of these vehicles, that they would catch that on their end,
yeah,
which didn't happen.
yeah. Well, I'm glad that we're able to fix it before we get it, so that's a good thing,
Yeah,
right?
it's a long-term investment, and we really do want to have the truck outfitted that best meets the needs for what we do.
Yeah, and it sounds like they give us a price break on it.
Yes.
I don't know what it is now in 2020.
Probably somewhere along the lines what Mr. Linwood had put out there, it's 20-30%.
Okay, great.
Everything's gone up quite a bit, so.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you for that. So if there are no other questions, we need a motion to approve Resolution 230326, a resolution rescinding Resolution Number 220550, which authorized the purchase of accessories and outfitting for a new plow truck from Towmaster Truck Equipment in the amount of $182,566. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
We have a motion to approve by Member Onstead. We have a second by Member Luker. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So approved. Number 10, to consider Resolution 230327, a resolution authorizing the purchase of accessories and outfitting for a new plow truck from Towmaster Truck Equipment in the amount of $189,347. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion to approve from Member Luker. I'll make that second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So approved. Council reports, and we'll start with Member Yeager.
No report, thank you all for coming and watching.
Member Onstead?
I attended the Park Advisory Commission last night, and I'd like to put a special thank you to Sergeant Boker, who assisted. My wife had a accident, a slip and fall, and broke her hip, and I'd like to say thank you to Sergeant Boker and the Wyoming Fire Department for assisting with that. She was on the ice for a long time, waiting for the ambulance, about 45 minutes to an hour, and they did a good job of keeping her comfortable and warm.
Perfect, thank you. And Member Luker?
I have no reports. Thanks for attending and watching.
All right, a couple things. I did not attend anything, But I would like to talk about really quick about the Rosenbauer, KSTP Rosenbauer story. Chief Bauer, can you just kind of bring us up just a quick synopsis? It is on our website as well, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so KSTP did a story that was highlighting Rosenbauer, which is a local business that's operating, has operated in our city for quite a while. And they did a story on that business, but as a side benefit, we have multiple fire apparatus that are Rosenbauer, and they came to do part of the story in our facility as a side benefit. So they were able to show the apparatus that we use here that are Rosenbauer trucks. And one of our chiefs of the fire department also was an employee with Rosenbauer, so it made that whole connection, kind of showed those partnerships that we have with the local business as well.
It was really a fun story to watch.
Very well done.
I really appreciate that, and I want to thank Rosenbauer for being a great partnership within our city. So we're pretty fortunate to have them. And the other one, I think I'm going to put Mr. Linwood on the spot. Channel 5 also did the Veterans Memorial. Phenomenal piece on that. So do you want to talk on that a little bit?
Sure. We did have some local residents that they interviewed, a gentleman who had had family members himself serve in different wars within his time, and talked about the brick in the first phase of this Veterans Memorial, which was that veterans, the bricks you can buy and to basically honor a veteran or a donor. So they did a really nice story about the project, and it was upcoming, and we've gotten a lot of attention on it. We've gotten some nice donations too off the story, so we're happy for the good attention, and I think it's great that we have more interest, not even just local, outside of it. So it was interesting seeing, I started to get emails, and I was like, why am I getting so many emails for people buying bricks? And
Yeah.
it was because that story had just aired, so that was fun.
That's awesome. It was just a great story, and it was a really good week for Wyoming, the city of Wyoming, and the focus on us. So just congratulations. I think I want to say really to all our staff here, whether it's Public Works, whether it's police, anybody that works within the city, our front office staff. It's amazing the great publicity that we get in a good way. So I love that fact of staying out of the news for bad things. So I appreciate all of that. So that's really all I have. And so with that, we need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Member Onstead. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Nay, anybody?